Hi guys, welcome back to the Thetrahantherapycenter where we shape minds and change lives. Today my goal is to chat with you a little bit about whether or not we know if we're ready for a relationship and just really getting you straight first. On one of the other shows I do called The Drive with a good friend of mine, Rick, we were talking a little bit today about and you may not see that video today, so I mean by the time he publishes it and gets it together, that might be a week or so down the road. But anyway, but today we filmed a video and talked a little bit about relationships and online dating, some of that kind of stuff. And so I felt like I wanted to follow some of that up with some information about how do we know if we are actually ready for something serious. A lot of times we will say, hey, I want a husband, I want a wife, I want this, I want that. And one of the things that I think a lot of us fail to evaluate is if we are ready and how do we prepare. A lot of times, we're in a marriage or something, or we're preparing for a kid, so then we buy diapers and we put together a baby bed. We prepare by going to OBGYN appointments. We prepare to take pictures and read to the baby. So there's a lot of preparation that goes into that. But when it comes to a relationship, a lot of times people don't really prepare themselves on it, like inwardly. A lot of times we put on the makeup, we put on the wigs, we get the braids, we put on the jewelry, or the guys get the haircuts and they put on some nice shoes and they try to talk the talk and all that kind of stuff. But what about looking deeper into who we are, so that when we do find the right one or someone that seems to bring a certain value to the table, how do we know that we're ready? So I'm just going to give, I think it's 6 little tips here. I want to talk about each one, because a lot of the things, the foundation, a lot of things we see, we talk about Uvalde, and which is a very, sad occurrence, along with Buffalo and so many other occurrences here in the U.S. recently. And I would say that one of the foundations for why this young man was able to get to this point in his life is that someone was not connecting with him, not observing and realizing that he was in need of some support. And maybe he felt like he wasn't seen. Who knows the answer to the question? But I would say that the fabric of our society has become worn and tattered, because we're not having good foundations, starting with individuals respecting and loving themselves, and then also culminating marriages that are positive and successful and that are non-toxic. Instead, we have a lot of toxic people coming together, being toxic together in relationships. Therefore, relationships get really bad and then they often end. So I guess I'm hoping to give a partial solution to that, so that when you choose that you want to get in something, that you've already searched deep within yourself, you've done your personal work before trying to get into a situation with someone else. So let's go ahead and look at point number 1. To get you straight first is actually looking into your mental health. I would say that all of us could use time on the couch, the proverbial couch, sitting with a therapist or a psychologist, kind of looking at some different aspects of yourself and your life, and if there's any traumas that's unresolved, things from the past that's holding you back, or maybe there's some things you don't even realize that you're dealing with. I would say sitting down with a professional would be very advantageous, because sometimes there's things about ourselves that we don't see, but someone looking from the outside in can see those things and help to give us guidance and help us to recognize those things in ourselves. So that could be very beneficial. So number 1, get with a good therapist or a psychiatrist or psychologist. It does not have to be me. I mean, of course, the Trahan Therapy Center is great and awesome, but I'm just saying get with someone that you feel like you're a good fit with and talk to them about what's going on with you. Start to do the work to get yourself to a place where you feel healthy, where your self-esteem is in a good place, where you feel grounded and secure, where you feel positive about yourself and your life and the things that you bring into the world. I would say doing that part is very important, because if you're in a really bad headspace, and then not 8 times out of 10 you'll get with another person that's in a really bad headspace, and that's not a good space. 2 people in a really bad headspace together, it's not a good positive thing. So do your work, get with someone, work on yourself, and then when you feel healthy enough and stable enough, then you can look at, trying to be with someone else. So looking at mental health first, working on your own past things. And even if you feel like you have nothing, sit down with someone for 3 to 6 months, just work one day at a time, discuss things, work on things, and I bet you, that you'll come out in a better headspace. So the second thing is going to be fitness. So someone at home, and listen, I have no prejudice, but I'm just going to say numbers just because, it helps you to see my point. So let's just say there's someone we're going to use my height. I'm 5'3", right? So let's just say someone 5'3". And I remember at one point in one of my pregnancies, I might have been like almost 200 pounds. I was eating way too much. Oh my God, way too much. And so even at that weight though, I was not you couldn't really tell that I weighed as much as I did. But I'm just going to say, some people are like, oh, I want a woman or a man who's height weight proportionate. And I would say that if you want a man or a woman that's height weight proportionate, that you should also be height weight proportionate. Like, it's not fair for you to not be what you're also looking for. If that makes any sense. Like, oh, I want somebody who makes 300,000. Do you make 300,000? So make sure that whatever you're hoping for and looking for, make sure that you meet that criteria as well. So the first thing we're going to look at is mental health. That part's important. The second part is going to be fitness. So whether that means, walking, running, sit-ups, push-ups, squats, jogging, stretching, yoga, whatever form, martial arts, whatever form of exercise that you see yourself doing, 2 to 4 times a week, 30, 45 minutes, and just being consistent. So I think that is really important, because not to get someone else, but just so that you can be in a healthy place in your world. So that, you might be like, I don't want to date somebody that's on 12 medications. And then maybe you're on 12 medications and somebody else might be like, I don't want to date somebody on 12 medications. So being the healthiest version of yourself that you can, so that hopefully you can get a healthy version of someone else in your life, okay? Also, finances and career. So we'll talk about mental health, talk about fitness, which is physical fitness, and then finances and career. So everybody starts somewhere. And I'm just going to say that we always have to have someone to, fly planes. We always got to have somebody to pick up the trash, the garbage men. We always have to have somebody to sweep the floors, wait tables, be the CEOs. There's a place in the world for everyone, right? So I would say that everyone is not going to be a CEO of an organization. However, some people say that you could be a CEO of yourself, but realistically, everyone's not going to be a CEO of an organization. But the bottom line is that if you want to be a Walmart greeter, and that's what you want to do for your life, that's fine. I mean, if that's where you see yourself, that's a personal achievement, and you've met it, and that's where you choose to be, it's a choice. However, for you to decide that, hey, I want this millionaire, and, I want this person to give me all this stuff, and I want all of this, and then you want to get in that relationship, and you want to be treated favorably. I'm just going to say 8 times out of 10, that's not going to match up that way. So when you want someone else to bring something to the table, just make sure that you're able to bring it to the table. Be financially secure. Have an understanding about finances and money and investing and things like that. And make sure that you're doing it for yourself. Because it's great and awesome when we can have a spouse that is investing with us and growing finances with us and creating businesses and things like that. But until that day and time comes, you have to prepare yourself as an individual who's living alone to put money away or to create some kind of financial wherewithal for the future. You cannot just sit and wait. Oh, well, I'll wait till I get a wife to do that. Oh, I'll wait till I get a husband to do that. No, you should be living your life right now. You should be learning right now, growing right now, and creating a place for yourself so that you can be stable no matter who comes into your life. And I would say, you want to limit financial conversation too much in the beginning, because sometimes people can be looking to take advantage of us. So be very mindful about that. But really take care of yourself. Make sure you put yourself in a place where you can afford the lifestyle that you want and you feel like you deserve from your pocket and from your own hard work. So the first thing we looked at was mental health, then physical fitness, finances and career. And the next thing is going to be, and these things I should have put spirituality first. It's just kind of how I wrote them down. But anyway, so spirituality. So everyone's not always religious, but people are spiritual. So having your connection with yourself, having your connection with the higher power, being in touch with yourself, your deepest inner self is important. Being in touch with your higher power is important. For me, being in touch with God and hearing from Him, being sensitive to His voice is really important. So sometimes people will attempt to take advantage if you don't know the word or if you don't understand who you are to God or to your higher power. So I think being secure in that is really important before meeting someone or choosing to be in a serious relationship with them. Knowing where you stand, your own perspectives on things like mental health, your own perspective on physical health, your own perspective on finances and career, your own perspective on spirituality, and knowing enough to be able to stand up on the principles that you say are important to you, but not to be wishy-washy where anybody can kind of get you to change your mind on something, right? Be open to other people's perspectives, but just because somebody else has a different perspective does not mean that you have to switch to their perspective, okay? All right, and the next one is going to say, making your dreams come true. Sometimes I've had friends to say, or people to say, oh, I would never go out to dinner by myself. Oh, I would never go to the movies by myself. Sometimes when you get to be alone, that's a good time to kind of clear your mind or just think, not have other people's ideas and thoughts cluttering up your mind. Or like if you are, like me, work from home, it's important to kind of get out to meet people and know people and things like that. So going out to bars and, just not necessarily drinking up a storm, but just kind of sitting there laughing and talking with whoever's around. And it doesn't mean that you have to share your number or get any numbers, but just kind of communicating with other people, getting other people's perspectives and just about life and whatever's happening in the world. That can be really positive. So going out alone in the daytime, I'm not talking about going out at 2 a.m. by yourself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just talking about going out at any time before maybe 8 p.m., just going out, hanging out, meeting people, laughing and talking. And, that could be really positive. And so you don't always have to do that with a specific friend or a specific person, because wherever you go, 9 times out of 10, you'll be in a position where you could meet other people, meet new people. So don't wait for your wife to have a wife or a husband to say, oh, well, I haven't been anywhere yet, but I'm going to wait till I get a wife. I'm going to wait till I get a husband to do this thing that's my dream. No, don't wait till you get a wife. Don't wait till you get a husband. Look for your dreams now. Start your dreams now, because it's really when a person is in their dream, I think that they're in such a good place that it brings more positive things and people toward them. So I would say focus on your dreams and make your dreams come true. Don't wait until, oh, I need to get a spouse first and then I can do this or that. No, don't put your life on hold. Go ahead and live your best life. So going back over those main points, You have to get yourself straight, your mental health straight first before really trying to dig deep and get into some serious relationship. Your fitness goals, your finances and career, your spirituality, and also making your dreams come true. The last thing I would say is learning to be unselfish while not letting someone run over you. Just like there are a lot of great, wonderful, loving, caring, sincere people in the world, there are a lot of takers too. People who think that because you've worked hard that they should have whatever they feel like you might have. Do not open yourself up to scams. Do not open yourself up to people who pretend. Do not, when you see some red flags, just get the heck up out of there. Do not let people into your world easily. One of the things in meeting people online that I found is like a lot of men will ask questions like, oh, who do you live with? And I would say that no man should be asking a single woman that question unless they're trying to move in on your territory. They're trying to move in with a woman or something. They're trying to ask that question. It's none of their business who you live with. I would just say I live with 10 tall men that are about 6'11" each, and they all weigh 340 pounds. Answer the question like that. Be mindful of who you're giving your most authentic self to, but take it one day at a time. Give enough information to get to know someone, but also reserve your deepest and darkest for once you've really gotten to know that person well enough. But when you start seeing red flags, when you see 3, get out. Because none of us are perfect. So you might see 1 flag, right? Because everybody has a flag. But when you see 3 flags, exit stage left and do not come back to that stage. Start on a new stage. When you see 3 flags, just run and do not look back. Okay? Anyway, guys, so I hope that this information has been helpful to you, because we want to have solid foundations of marriage based upon a genuine desire to be married, to maintain a marriage, to work within that marriage, to create great things together. Don't marry somebody just to get to be a citizen. Don't marry somebody just because somebody said you should marry them. Don't marry somebody because, oh, well, this is like, and I mean, I know different cultures are different. Marry someone because you have found your soulmate, someone that truly connects with you, someone that you are inspired to do everything for, and they're inspired to do everything for you. So we will talk more about that, but I'm pretty old school, so I think that the man should pursue the woman. I think that that there should be a power balance, and I think that there should be well, we'll talk about that later. I'm going to come back out with that video. But in the meantime, guys, don't forget, get you straight first. Before you start jumping into a relationship, get you straight. And while you're getting you straight, you can meet people, you can laugh with people, all of that. But trying to get deep with somebody and you know that you're not straight, your mental health is not together, your fitness game is not together, you don't have your spirituality in order, you're not even thinking about your dreams because you're trying to date somebody else, and you're not in a space to be unselfish, you're not ready to be in a serious relationship. So take things slowly. Anyway, make it a great day. Thank you for being here with your girl, Shay T, also aka Shanna Trahan. Make it a great day. Many blessings. And check us out, the Trahan Therapy Center, on Instagram as well as Facebook. Make it a great day. Bye for now.